31st of May, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Okay.
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 Good morning. Good. Okay. Yeah, good morning. Again, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Siva Saminashi here, our second year in the morning. We're in Yerushalayim, care of Zoom here, learning Hilchos Yom Tov, Siman Tov Tzadi Vav Sif Gimel in the Mechaber. Okay. Go ahead.
This is interesting. It says, B'nai Eretz Yisrael sheba'u lechutza la'aretz. So if someone from Israel goes out of Israel, asurim la'asot malacha b'yom tov sheni. It's forbidden to do the work on the second day of the Yom Tov. B'yashuv afilu dato lachzor. What with even with the intention of returning?
Right, even if they're intending to return, right?
Okay, that's interesting.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
What?
I thought that I remember that when I was living in America and I came on a visit to Israel, I was told I should keep 2 days because that was my custom. And I wasn't moving permanently, so therefore I kept my custom.
Right. So we have to see which direction we're going in here. This is referring to someone from Eretz Yisrael. He's now in Chutz La'aretz. So someone from Yerushalayim is now in Brooklyn for the second day, for obviously the first day and second day Yom Tov. He's in Brooklyn for Yom Tov. So what's this person from Yerushalayim in Brooklyn supposed to do on the second day Yom Tov? First day Yom Tov is the same for everybody, although certain aspects of the davening could in fact be different from the person from Eretz Yisrael to the person who's in Chutz La'aretz. But in terms of malacha, the Mechaber's opinion is that they're also to do malacha on Yom Tov Sheni. I'll see why.
Be right back.
Because I know when my son used to visit us from Eretz Yisrael, when we lived in the States, he would only do malacha in private.
Right.
If it can be seen, he wouldn't do it.
Right. We'll see about that. Correct. Very good. That's right.
Okay. So then
I heard that also. That
okay.
you would act as though you were keeping the day so as not to create a Mar Zion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. Let's see where we left off.
Right.
Okay. B'chol zman shelo higia lishuv afilu ein dato lachzor mutar. Okay. And all the time that he doesn't arrive back?
Meaning, we're going to have several cases here in the Mechaber. The first case is he's b'yishuv, he's within settled civilization. Okay. So if the Eretz Yisrael person in second day Yom Tov is in a settled area, then he's forbidden to do malacha. But let's say he's not in civilization. He's still in his travels. Let's say he's somewhere in the middle of the Sahara Desert, right? So if he's not in the Yishuv, right? Because man shlo yigil Yishuv, calls the whole time that he has not yet reached a settlement. Even if he's not planning to return to Eretz Yisrael, he's mutter to do malach on the second day Yom Tov. He's not now yet fixed to be like them, to be like those people of Chutz La'aretz.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Right? But let's say he did in fact arrive at a yishuv. He arrived at a settlement.
Oh, but ain't that Tolaksur, and he doesn't return, he doesn't plan to go back?
Right? He's not planning to return to Eretz Israel.
Okay, Naasa Kimotan the Asur. So he does like they do, and it's forbidden, I guess, to do work.
Right.
Okay. Bain Bamibar, Bain Yeshua. Oh, whether you're in the wilderness or you're in the settlement. The Chutz, Lat Chom, Ein Notnim Alav Chumrei Makom Shehalach L'Sham.
Right.
It's the Chutz. What's that like? Without exception.
Anytime he's still outside of the city limits.
Oh.
The tchum, that's the city limits.
Oh. So any time. Okay. Outside the city limits. Okay. Let's see. Einot Nima Lav Humre. So it's not upon him to be strict.
Right. Ain't nothing law. You don't put upon him the chumrei makom shahalat l'sham. You don't put the stringencies of the place that he's going to upon him yet. He hasn't yet become a full-fledged member of the diaspora.
Ah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see then.
Right. Okay. Let's see the Mr. Brewer here.
Okay, Gimel. Let's see. Okay. So it says Asurim Lasot Malacha. That's Tet. He's forbidden to do work. The note Nin Alav Chumrei Makom Shehalach L'Sham Afilu Bit Sina Asur.
Right.
Oh, so that's even in private, it's forbidden.
Right. Even in private, he cannot do work, malacha, even in private.
Okay. Wow, okay. Ukemotion nitba'er el, okay, simin taf sadeched. So it's going to be explained, it was explained above, it looks like.
Right.
Taf samekhet. Okay. We call makon im asam lacha ein mid nadin oto. And nevertheless, if he does do malacha, he is not judged for this. We don't judge him for this.
Right.
Okay. Well, like you said, it could still be Mari dying.
Well, we'll see. He's going to clarify things.
Okay, so Yud is b'yeshuv in the community.
And that's when he's come into the settlement, the settled area.
Okay. Puke, im yatsa min hayeshuv uvalo lemidbar, ein tzarich lehit naheg keminhag chutza laaretz. Okay, let's stop there a second. Lafuke is the opposite.
Right. That in contrast, exactly.
Oh, in contrast. Okay. So if he leaves from the community and comes to the wilderness, he does not need to follow the custom outside the land.
Right, meaning that Lafuki, that in contrast, let's say he left the settlement now. And now he's in the desert, let's say. He doesn't have to chutzla. So he doesn't have to be like the minhag of chutzla.
Oh, okay. Kevan she'ein dato lihishtakeya sham. What's, I'm not sure what lihishtakeya is.
Oh, so that if you take a look, I don't know if you have your Haggadah Shel Pesach, but it's a verse that we say in the Haggadah Shel Pesach. It's you say over here.
Has the root tekiah in it to, I guess, sound a blow a shofar.
Well, from same thing as from Shkias Achama, the setting of the sun, right?
Oh.
So if you remember the Haggadah Shel Pesach, we said Onus al pi hadibor yivayager sham melamed shlo yared Yaakov Avinu nishtakeya b'Mitzrayim ela legur sham. Right? It wasn't that Yaakov Avinu went down to Mitzrayim nishtakeya sham to be consumed in Mitzrayim. Ela legur, she just went there to live. So nishtakeya is that to settle.
To settle.
And to be absorbed.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Kadvu poskim. So the poskim wrote, the Yeshuv Nikra Yeshuv Shel Yisrael Davka. So the Yeshuv is called that specifically of Israel. Wow.
Right. Meaning you're not told if a person would find himself in I don't know, some Singapore, right, on Yom Tov Sheni, so that wouldn't be considered to be a Jewish yishuv. How many Jews you need to be there to be considered a Jewish settlement? That's another question, but it has to be obviously some kind of a critical mass of Jews that should be considered that he's in a Jewish settlement.
Here, okay. B'chol shelo higia le'ir shel Yisrael ein tzarich lehitnaheg kechumrei ota hamedina.
Right, and until he's gotten to that place, he doesn't have to take on the stringencies of the settlement, which would be second day Yom.
Okay. The katvu od toch hatachum havei ketoch ha'ir v'tzarik lehitnaheg kechumrei oto makom.
Right, within the city limits, you have to take on the stringencies of that particular location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're in Brooklyn, do like the Brooklynese do.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. Yid Aleph. Aval im higia liyishuv. But if he arrives at the settlement, okay. Afilu liyishuv nochrim kevan she'ein dato lachzor.
Well,
so that's even a non-Jewish community.
Right. So here it changes because since it's now dependent upon what his original intention was. Was his intention to return to Eretz Israel or not to return? So if his intention is not to return, so as soon as he gets to Yishuv, even if it's not a Yishuv of Jews, he now becomes absorbed into the non-Jewish community. Whereas if it was a intention to go back to Eretz Israel, so even though he's absorbed into a non-Jewish community, to be judged to be like them as well. So it depends on, to a great extent, on his intention.
So what the Nimshach Acharei Medina Sheba L'Sham?
Right. Meaning, since his das is not to return, so once he arrives at a new settlement, he's now going to have to fulfill the laws and customs as the new settlement.
Of that settlement. Okay.
Right.
V'yesh mishe mekel gam bazeh kemo b'dato lachzor uva'esh yagia davka liyeshuv shel Yisrael.
Right. Is that clear?
One's who's lenient.
Right.
Gambas also with this that in his mind to return.
So yesh mishameko gambazeh. There are those opinions that are lenient in this. Kamo bedaito lagzor. They judge him just like as if his intention was to go back.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, you'd bet. Bain B'midbar, within the actually between the between the wilderness, I guess. Rotzel Omar achar sheniknas liyeshuv afilu yatsa achar kach b'midbar lo nifka chiyuvo.
That whether he's in the midbar, meaning if his das is not to return, right? Whether he's in the midbar or not, Ratzalomer, after he's now entered into the settlement, even if he would now leave a midbar afterwards on that, still he's going to still go, even if he's leaving the issue that he originally arrived in, to a midbar, lo naf kiyuv. He doesn't release him from his kiyuv. That as long as he's there, he has to keep that those stringencies of the place he's arriving at.
Wow. Okay. Yud Gimel. Okay. B'chol chutz l'techom v'chulei. Rotzel Omar ben b'dato lachzor ben be'ein dato lachzor. So whether he has intention or not to return.
Right.
Oh, okay. Kol shelo higia l'techom hayeshuv mikre lo higia l'yeshuv adayin.
Right. As long as he hasn't reached the city, as long as he has not entered the city limits, he's still not considered to have reached the city.
Oh, okay. Okay, Kaivua poskim. B'nei Eretz Yisrael sheba'u lechutz la'aretz v'dato lachzor v'chol yom tov sheni be'erev Shabbat ein tzarich la'arev eruvei tavshilin. Oh, nei shehu davar she b'tzina.
Oh, here's this concept of doing work in private, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. But that's if he datolak zur that he
Right.
plans to.
He's planning to come back to right. He says.
Oh,
here,
even if he's planning to come back. Okay.
Right. That's what he says. Because of a posting B'nai Yisrael Shabbat L'chutzras, the posting have written that you have B'nai Yisrael, and they've come to Chutzlar. It's a Daicho Laksur, and their intention is to return to Eretz Yisrael. V'chal Yontav, and now they have the Yom Tov base, the second Yontif is the Erev Shabbos, right? The second Yontif is Erev Shabbos. Ein tzorach la'orev b'erev tashin. You don't have to make an Erev tashin.
That's because their second day isn't Yontif for them?
That's good.
Yeah, but is that because their second day isn't Yontif for them? They don't have to make the Erev Tavshilin?
Because really, what's the Erev Tashilin, right? The Erev Tashilin is something which is usually done in private. You know, it's within the house. It's not something which is used for public things, right?
Oh. Okay, okay. That's consistent with what he's saying then.
Right.
Okay, so
Again, they don't have to take on the chumras of the place that they're going to. Kaven the Daitalaksur, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Okay. Umitam zesrichin heim lihit palel tefilah shmona esrei bilachash biyom tov sheni. So on the second day they do the regular Shmona Esrei, but because it's private on Yom Tov Sheni.
You have to daven a regular weekday Shmona Esrei on Yom Tov Sheni.
Uh-huh. Oh, I think we met our time. It's 10:30.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Right in the middle too.
We'll pick up from this also. This is what you this is what the halach is lemais over here. Okay, good. We'll continue this tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, very good. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, thank you.